Hello, welcome to the Jocelyn Gould Show. This is episode 4. For starters, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. We would love that. We would love to see you. It helps us keep this thing going. So please hit that subscribe button. We are going to start by playing a tune. This is one that I wrote a few years ago. I called it Argyle. It's named after a building that is in the hometown where I grew up. It's kind of like this building that a lot of people have jam sessions in. So this is called Argyle. Hope you enjoy. All right, so welcome to the show. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome to the first time that you're watching. I am going to introduce this incredible band. We're going to watch them, answer some questions, hang out. It's going to be a great time. So, I guess we won't hear you clapping, but you can clap on your end of the screen. This is Kevin Waters, the great Kevin Waters, on the drums. This is Devon Gillingham on the bass, the old Kevin and Devon combo, and Will Bonness on the piano. So we've been doing this. This is episode 4, and I put out a post yesterday, I believe, to my Instagram account asking for some questions, and I sure got questions. So thank you so much for asking everything. It's so fun to sort through them. I wrote them down, and I'm going to get Will to randomly pick some. So we'll do a question segment.
Mm-hmm. I will randomly pick some. All right. Let's see. Jazul 1804 asks, wait, am I reading the blue ones? Or not reading the blue ones?
Whenever you want. It's just that the blue ones are, when are you coming to these places?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when are you planning to play in Miami, the PBSC Duncan Theater from OHIX 0618, Paris, France from Remy Cambeau, Evandro Jazz Guitar asks when you're going to Brazil, Bionic Marshmallow asks if you're going to Mexico, and Mexican Prague asks if you're going to Europe. Mexican in Prague. Okay, got it.
Asks if we're going to Europe. Yeah, okay. Let me go through those. I actually don't think I have any dates except for Europe. I'm headed to Europe this Saturday. I'm about to do a 2-week tour in Denmark and Sweden with an amazing bass player named Kristen Korb and a drummer named Christian Leth. So by the time you see this that tour will be already a few days underway. The Duncan Theater in Palm Beach, I guess I was there a couple of months ago, and it was beautiful. We spent the whole day swimming, but I would love to visit all of those places, and hopefully we'll be soon. So keep an eye on my tour dates page on my website if you're interested, if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Jazz M. Paul MC asks, what is a good book to learn jazz?
Oh, does anyone have any answers on this? My first thought when it comes, and I get asked a lot about books, and while I think that method books can be a useful resource and a guide as a supplementary guide, I think really kind of the way to learn jazz music is through listening to the records. That gives you more than any book will be able to ever give you, because, this is music. Music is oral. Books are written. So I would say the best thing to do to learn jazz is start to listen to as many albums as you can. Find artists that you think that resonate with you. Listen to all their music. So for me, that's the first thing that I recommend for learning jazz.
Great. Yeah. Jar Zen wants to know, I've never listened to jazz, but if I wanted to begin to listen to jazz guitar, where should I start? I think that depends what kind of music you like now, probably, right?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think so.
Well, it's good that they've ended up here. That's good.
Yeah,
right?
welcome.
Yeah, how about that? Come on.
Welcome.
This show is a good place to start.
Yeah, this is fine for today for that person. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
But like if you like rock, you know?
Yeah.
That might be different from if you like folk or something, you know?
That
Like,
is true.
depending on the genre you're kind of coming out of, might make a difference.
Yeah. What's the question?
I've never listened to jazz, but if I wanted to listen to jazz guitar, where should I start?
Yeah, I think that's a great point that Will makes. I think maybe starting where you are with the genre of music that you like, maybe try and find a jazz guitarist that might have some common links to what type of music you're already listening to.
Yeah, I say work backwards, kind of.
Yeah.
Like work backwards a bit. Like find out what you like, whatever it is that you like. Find out what they like, and then kind of keep going backwards, and you eventually land on like a source that like kind of fed its way down to whatever it is you're like hearing. So if you start, find out what I wish I had more examples, but like I don't know.
Like Jimi Hendrix loved Wes.
Yeah, basically, you know, like if you start looking back, if you start looking at what influenced the person, what you like, you eventually make your way back to some sort of like black improvised music eventually. Like, eventually.
Well, or it could go the other direction. Like if you like blues guitar, you know,
Yeah.
then find some jazz guitarists who have more of a blues influence, which is most of them, but,
Right.
you know,
Right.
like who's a very bluesy guitar player.
Kenny Burrell.
Sure.
Yeah. Totally.
And, you know, there's a certain number of just acknowledged people to listen to, like Kenny Burrell and Wes Montgomery. And
Yeah. Also, ask somebody like how you're asking right now. I think, ask people who are into it, who they're checking out, and check out those folks. And like
What-
Kevin said, it works its way back.
But why don't you just name 3 people for this person to start with?
Okay. So 3 first jazz guitarists, I would recommend Wes Montgomery, Joe Pass, and Grant Green. I think those
I
are.
knew you were about to say that.
Pardon?
And I knew who you were about to say.
What a surprise!
I was like, this is it.
Yeah,
That was the code.
Sometimes people hear that whole explanation and they're like, okay, but who should I listen to?
I know.
You know? So there you go. There's the people to start with. And you can work from there. You know?
What else the cast?
Those are I talk about these guitar players all the time, so it's not weird that I'm mentioning them. It's not a surprise.
All right. You want to do another tune?
Let's do another tune. How are you all feeling?
Good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Oh, yeah. We're
You
good.
all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's play. So in picking the tunes for these shows, I have been adding one tune per show that I sing. And I really love learning verses, really love singing tunes with verses. And this tune's got a beautiful verse. So this is called After You've Gone. Hope you enjoy. Now won't you listen, honey, while I say, how could you tell me that you're going away? Don't say that we must part. Don't break your baby's heart. You know I've loved you for these many years. Loved you night and day. Oh honey, baby, can you see my tears? Listen while I say, after you've gone and left me crying, after after you've gone. There's no denying you'll feel blue. You're gonna be sad. You'll miss the dearest pal that you ever had. There'll come a time, don't you forget it. Oh, there'll come a time you're gonna regret it someday. When you feel lonely, your heart will break like mine. You'll want me only after you've gone, after you've gone away. you've gone and left me crying. After you've gone, there's no denying. You feel blue, you're gonna be sad. You miss the dearest pal that you ever had. There'll come a time, don't you forget it. Oh, there'll come a time you're gonna regret it someday. When you feel lonely, your heart will break like mine. You'll want me only after you've gone, after you've gone away. After you've gone, after you've gone All right, that was After You've Gone. I'm just going to move this a little further away from me. How's everybody feeling? How you doing? Kevin, it's nice to see your face. We have to do all this stuff in the studio for sound isolation because when we're recording, if we're right beside each other like this, there's all this bleed in the microphone, so we have to have these dividers.
Yeah. Kevin, I'll see you on the video.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah.
When the episode
See you
comes
in a bit.
out, I'll look at you then.
Yeah. Everyone is doing great.
We're doing great.
So let's do another question segment. Will's over there checking the cameras. He's giving you a play-by-play.
Yeah? Looking good?
Everything looks good.
Looking good?
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, there's a lot of first steps questions here today.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's one that says, it says 2. Why does it say 2?
Oh, the first part was on the first page, I
Oh, I
think.
missed that. Okay. I don't want to miss that.
A lot of folks sneak in multiple questions.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So the first part was asking about the PBSC Duncan Theater.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's Palm Beach. I
that's-
would love to go back to Palm Beach.
That's OHYX 0618 is the
Great
person asking
username.
this. What would you say the first steps to learning to play jazz guitar would be? I've been told to learn the fretboard by ear.
That's a great question. The first steps to learning, well, the guitar in general, learning the fretboard by ear, I think that's great. I think in addition to learning the fretboard by ear, learning the names of the notes, the names of all the notes across the fretboard. And there were a number of people who asked questions about this, about kind of the map of the fretboard, which is something we haven't talked about yet in any of the episodes. So to kind of answer everybody's questions all in one, for me, I don't have any particular map or pattern system really that I look at. I truly just went through every single string and memorized all of the note names. So I went through, the first string and literally just said them out loud. E, F, G flat, G, A flat, A, etc. And one little exercise I used to do when I was learning the fretboard was put on a metronome to something maybe rather slow and move up and down each fret and try and keep up with the metronome with naming the notes. So if it was, a click here, then I would try to go F, B flat, E flat, A flat, C, F, G flat, D flat, A, E, B, G flat, etc., and see how far I could get without kind of like forgetting what the note names were. And this is actually like a lot of people who play guitar, including myself when I started, it's pretty intimidating to look at the guitar neck and say, how am I going to, see this? Because we don't necessarily, it's hard at first. We don't see note names when we first look at the fretboard. So for me, it was just a process. It just takes time. If you give yourself, a period of time and say, okay, I'm going to name all the notes on the neck of the guitar every day for 6 months, you get quicker at seeing them. So now for me, I can just look anywhere on the neck and I don't just see frets and strings, I see notes. Just the same way a lot of people look at the piano. It happens to be an easier instrument to memorize visually because it's so repetitive. Every 12 notes looks exactly the same. So for the guitar, it just takes a little bit more time. And then you can start to quiz yourself. You can kind of just put down a finger on any fret and challenge yourself to name that note. So for learning jazz guitar, I do feel like learning the names of the notes on the instrument is a great first place to start in terms of learning the instrument. We want to, learn it by ear, yes, and learn, how it's great to also do exercises where you sing something and try to play it back by ear. That's awesome. I think also trying to internalize the notes on the instrument will really, really help, because then as you move forward with transcribing solos off of records that you love, you'll be able to look at the notes in relation to the chords of the song, and that's how you kind of figure out what's going on, maybe what the improviser was thinking, and that's also how you start to integrate language into your playing, is by analyzing and figuring out what a part of a solo is, analyzing it, and integrating into your own playing. So that, I think, is how I think of the neck of the guitar. There's really no patterns that I see. Some people do, and that's awesome. That's just the way I did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have nothing to contribute to that.
Nothing? The piano is a much easier instrument. This is a beast to get
easy
in your head.
Yeah, it's easy.
Visually.
Piano is easier.
Yeah. The piano is easier for that.
It's easier for that in that sense.
Yeah. All instruments have their own challenges and their own things that are easier, things that are harder.
Yeah.
For guitar players, seeing the instrument is a toughie.
Okay, a couple more.
Yeah.
Regular guitar guy asks, I suck at playing over chord changes. Any advice?
That's awesome. Well, this is something we can all speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody? Thanks for the question.
Well, I don't know if you want to approach it from that mindset, that you suck at it, but
Yeah. We're all just learning. We're all just somewhere.
how do you learn to play over chord changes? Well, you got to learn about the basics of harmony, right? So, do you know your basic types of seventh chords? That's where I would start. Major seventh, minor seventh, dominant seventh. Probably would start with that, and then usually I tell people to just play through a tune and only use the chord tones, which means 1, 3, 5, 7 of every chord, and try to make a melody out of that, like a simple melody. Then you're guaranteed to be playing the right notes on each chord, right? And if you can do that in a rhythmic way and a melodic way, I usually think that's a good place to start. Then you don't have to worry about like the scale to play over every chord right away. You can just learn what the chords mean and just use that. I mean, that's one way to start anyways. What do you think?
Yeah, that is also similar to what I advise my students to do. In addition to transcribing, I think for my students, I try to get my students and myself just transcribing, learning language as quickly as possible. The way I sort of describe it to my students is that scales are kind of equivalent to the alphabet or individual words in, a spoken language, and transcriptions, little sections of transcriptions, are equivalent to sentences in a spoken language. So in addition to learning, we need to increase our vocabulary of words, of scales, of chord tones, of arpeggios, and then we learn how to put them into sentences using transcription and listening to records and taking pieces of language and studying them, taking them through 12 keys, superimposing them wherever we can on tunes, and that's how we can start to improvise over changes too. So for just a super quick example, if we looked at After You've Gone, the first chord is the 4 chord. It's A flat. We could take just a little piece of language that is maybe the chord tone scale degrees 1, 2, 3, 5. So let's say we play that. So 1, that happens to be A flat, B flat, C, E flat. 1, 2, 3, 5 of A flat major. The chord then changes to A flat minor. So we would use the same, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like the same structure, the same contour, but we would shape. Love it. Thank you. Well, the same shape, we have to change the notes slightly because where we were playing a third, the major third in A flat minor, we have to change that C to a C flat. So it would change like this. It would start on A flat major. Now we would change to, the only note that changes is the third becomes a flat 3. And then so on and so forth. You can take that pattern through an entire tune. I think that's a great approach too, to starting to learn how to improvise over chord changes. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Well, geez, you're not going to get a better answer than those two combined.
Devin's been saying nice things this whole episode.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I was thinking that whole time as a bass player, talking to bass players, I find it's very helpful to play the piano. But I have a slight advantage because I grew up playing the piano. But it's nice to do exactly what Will's saying, just like getting inside of the harmony on the piano first and then coming over here and dealing with all of this stuff. Helps a little bit just to hear it, Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
great.
awesome. Awesome advice. Kev?
Yeah, I mean, learning, picking like a solo that you kind of know already, learning how to sing it, but like really getting like all the shit, like all the nuances, like the articulation and everything, like the notes and everything, and then go by maybe two to 4 chords at a time, singing it while like playing like a simple shell, and that kind of like you get to hear someone else who already can do the language in real time while you get to like, I don't know, it's kind of like you just put yourself in the shoes for a minute, like sing, but you don't have to try to figure out what to sing already. You know what I mean? Like you're singing something that already exists and that you like, that's already been played, while like voicing like a very simple like voicing and shit, and then just keep doing that, and over time like you'll just be able to kind of do it. I think like that's what I don't know. That's what I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a roundabout approach, but I'm not very efficient in a lot of ways, and I usually have to go straight to the source. Like, I just learned one solo and sing it for like 2 weeks, and then go and try to figure out why I like the solo, why it sounds like that, and like how it relates to the chords and shit like that, And then you start to figure out sounds that you like after a while,
Totally. And of the many amazing points Kevin raises, one of them is, I think, just like patience and expect it to take, like you say, 2 weeks.
It takes me forever to do anything. Like, like I'm saying 2 weeks, but like, hell, if it wasn't for school, dude, it would take me forever, if I didn't have to do some shit, but I need a little more, a reason to do stuff sometimes, but.
Mm-hmm.
There are hard chord progressions that I started working on years ago that I still, still don't feel like I've seen the fruits of my labor yet.
Yeah.
So patience and, it's going to take it takes time.
It's going to take a while, man. Like every now and again, there's some aliens born that can absorb their shit at a rate that just doesn't make any sense. But most of the time, dude, it's just eating shit. I'm sorry, let me clear it up. Set yourself in a room on fire and shit. Like, it's just going to take a minute. You got to suck. You got to suck for a while. Like you're just going to suck for a while, man. And that's okay. That's a part of it. Like it really is. As long as you care enough about the music, it's okay. It's part of the journey. I mean, I'm saying that now after being 30, whatever years old and shit, but
Yeah.
It's gonna take a minute. Have fun though, and get a homie, get a homie. You know what I'm saying? Get a homie in there. Like if you got somebody else that's fucking with it too. For me, it always helped doing it with someone. You know what I'm saying? And like, thank the Lord, a lot of my friends are like mad smart. So they really helped me a lot.
Kevin and I started playing together years ago. Yeah. And we just spent like years in this Argyle building, that we referenced earlier. Oh, you're in there?
Yeah, I still got the basement suite. I'm in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And like the amount that I learned, like just spending time, like doing things together too. So yeah, do it with people. It is meant to be social.
It's community music.
Awesome.
Okay, one more quick one, and then we'll play a tune. Oliver 90048 wants to know, what do you think about Bitcoin? You put it on here, so
it was asked. What if it was asked? It's on there. I don't know. I'm gonna defer to the other band members on this.
The Crypto Bros.
We're deferring to the Crypto Bros.
I was telling you outside, I was really hoping that Will would field this and just tear it down for 25 minutes.
Well,
why it's...
You all know how I feel about Bitcoin.
We do?
Yeah. Same way I feel about NFTs.
You know how we feel.
Yep.
Super into them? Is that the...
You know.
I'm getting? Yeah, I know.
You know.
Yeah. All right.
Talk about the shirt, like cashing in on my Bitcoin.
I said, ask me anything.
Yep, you said ask me anything. That doesn't mean we're gonna answer with give a real answer.
All right, let's continue. We're gonna wrap this up with a tune that I just wrote for this session. It is brand new. It's never been played before. It's a contrafact, so let's see if you can figure out what it's a contrafact of. Put it in the comments. And also, it does not have a name yet. So if you have any name suggestions, I always love taking name suggestions. I was trying to name it before this, but I ran out of time. This is a tune, brand new tune. Hope you enjoy. Oh, and before I do this, I just want to let you all know I have got 2 CDs for sale. If you go to my website, jocelyngould.com, I would love to send you a CD. I also, and it's spring now, so these are becoming relevant, much more relevant again. I have Jocelyn Gould t-shirts. They've got a picture of me with my guitar. So check out my merch store on my website if you're interested, and please subscribe to the channel. It really is so cool to see the subscription number rising. All right, this is a tune I just wrote. Please name it for me. 1, 2, Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching. It's been so much fun to do this. We will see you next time for episode 5. Take care. Please subscribe. And we will see you soon. This is Kevin Waters, Devon Gillingham, Will Bonness. My name's Jocelyn Gould. Thank you for being with us. Take care. Okay. How'd you all feel about that?